Hello, welcome back to Betting Expert. It's day 4 of our Average Joe to Betting Expert series, where we're going to try and show you what it takes to go from an average Joe punter to a betting expert and try and crack into the tips of the month standings over on bettingexpert.com, where there are prizes to be won for your tips. If you generate enough profit, you can win cash prizes for free. So I'm going to try myself to actually get up into those rankings. Basically talk about my tips as I post them, try and implement some of the theories we talk about on the Betting Expert Academy, for example, try and learn from other tipsters as we go as well. And so far, so good this week. I'm just going to recap how we did yesterday. So I did post 5 predictions on the YouTube channel and on my own profile on Betting Expert. 2 losers, so the losers being Man City to beat Chelsea. Chelsea, yeah, they seem to step up whenever there's a title decider on the line. So obviously they got the win against City, crowning Liverpool as Premier League champions. So congratulations to them. And also Valencia didn't do any good against Eibar away. Maybe it was a bit of a tough game for that one. So yeah, that was just a loser and we move on. However, 3 winning tips did put us in profit for the day, which was nice. Arsenal did actually get the win against Southampton as I expected. I think the key for that bet was that the Southampton's home form was so bad this season. I mean, Arsenal, they should have the personnel to win kind of any game. It's just that those last 2 matches they've had have been pretty poor. Burnley also got the win against Watford, which was pretty decent for us. And also Real Betis in La Liga against Espanyol. So for today's video, I've got 4 tips for Friday, as well as 5 tips on Saturday's action as well. So I'm going to dive straight into it. We've got some games in Serie A, or a game in Serie A tonight, a game in La Liga, also a Danish football match, which I'll get to in a second. We've also got a championship game tonight, and then I'll get to Saturday's tips as we go. So first game, we're going to talk about Juventus against Lecce. So heavy odds-on favourites for Juventus at home, looking to cement their spot at the top of Serie A. And this one should all be about one-way traffic, you would have thought. And my prediction in this one actually is going to be for over 3.5 goals. I've been looking through the stats, and actually you do have to go back quite far for the last time Juventus actually were involved in a game that saw 4 or more goals. But I feel like with Lecce being so poor and Juve wanting to really put out a statement to the rest of the league and say, look, we are going to be the champions again, I am going for over 3.5 goals in this game. Now, just watching back the previous videos as well, I've actually saved everyone a little bit of time and actually typed up my analysis and thoughts ahead of time, so it saves you from actually watching me type some analysis. But yeah, as I mentioned, it's been 12 matches since the Juve game saw 4 or more goals in it, but I expect that trend to be bucked tonight, and hopefully we're going to see lots of goals in this one. So yeah, that tip is then posted. And then moving on to the La Liga game between Sevilla and Valladolid. Now here, I think looking at the stats in the recent games, yeah, Sevilla obviously are a lot higher ranked than Valladolid, but if you look at the games they've actually played recently, they have been pretty low scoring affairs. Actually 6 of the last 10 games involving either of these 2 teams have been under 2.5 goals. And especially, I mean, the last couple of meetings as well, the last 3 have also gone under. So for this one, I am actually hoping for not so many goals, hoping for a boring game. Not the most fun bet in terms of actually the entertainment involved, because you basically don't want to see any goals. But I am going to go for under 2.5 in this one. And yeah, I've also mentioned in my analysis, neither side are actually showing any kind of form since the restart either. Only 1 win each, so out of 8 possible games. So yeah, again, we're going for low scoring in this one and under 2.5 between Sevilla and Valladolid. Now next we move on to a game in the Danish Superliga. So it's in the championship group between Orhus and Aalborg. Forgive me my pronunciation on that. I have lived in Denmark for 6 years, but it's still pretty hard to get to say these team names properly. But Orhus, by the way, they are in 3rd at the minute, and they actually beat league leaders Midtjylland 4-3 away from home last time out. So obviously they're going to be buzzing off the back of that and go into this one with a lot of confidence. And my prediction, let me just bring up my notes for a second. Yeah, so here I am expecting a high scoring game, so similar to the last game for Orhus. If I just show you here on the stats so you can actually get a feel for the recent results. So I mean, yeah, the last couple of meetings between these two have actually produced 10 goals, and the last game out for Orhus was a 4-3 thriller. So I'm expecting goals in this one, and hopefully it should be an entertaining game. So yeah, there's the 4-3. So I'm just going to post my prediction. Over 2.5 does seem like a pretty sound bet in this one. Alternative would be to just back Orhus to win. That is a pretty decent price, 4-7, given that they are 3 places above Aalborg. Aalborg don't really have a lot to play for now. They are bottom of the championship group in Denmark Superliga. But yeah, as I say, we're going to try and hopefully get an entertaining game. So we're going to go for over 2.5. And that tip is now posted. And by the way, I will post a link below this video so you can actually click on my profile and see how my tips are doing overall in the series, or just feel free to go back and watch previous videos. The last game we're going to talk about for Friday night is Brentford against West Brom in the Championship over in England. And this one, the odds are pretty close, given that the sides are pretty close in the standings. Obviously, West Brom are top of the Championship, looking to cement their spot there. But Brentford are in third. I don't think they can actually have a chance of securing automatic promotion now. It looks like playoffs are probably the best they can do. But they are going to go into this one as slight favourites, and I am going to back Brentford to win. They've got their leading scorer back after testing positive for coronavirus, and West Brom did drop points in their first game after the restart as well. So here, yeah, Brentford are in fourth, not third, fourth against first. And with home advantage, perhaps as well, West Brom might be looking similar to what Burnley did yesterday, actually, or what Watford did, sorry, against Burnley. They may be looking for future games as maybe better opportunities to then go and get a win. So Brentford is probably the hardest game that West Brom have got left, especially away from home. So I feel like this is a good opportunity to back the home side, home advantage. Although it's different with no spectators at the moment, I do think it will prove the difference here. So we are going to back Brentford at 6-4. And then we're going to put a stake of 9 on that one. Okay, so we've got 13-8 instead of the 6-4, so that's nice for us. Incidentally, yeah, so Betting Expert, when you do post a tip, will always try and offer you the best possible odds for the bookmakers that you have available to you in your location. Just a little side note there. And now we're going to move on to Saturday's games, where my beloved Aston Villa take on Wolves. Now obviously the form books suggest that this will be an easy away win for Wolves. They've looked pretty good of late. They've kept 6 clean sheets in the last 7 Premier League games, while Villa, of course, struggling at the bottom of the table. Managed to get a draw against Newcastle, coming from behind to get that, which is kind of rare for Villa. It's usually the other way around. Villa normally take the lead and then lose. But anyway, for this one, I would say that Wolves should win. So backing the away win here, especially at odds of 4-5, looks pretty tempting. But as a Villa fan, it's hard for me to back against us. So excuse me. So I'm going to back a bet on the both teams to score market. And I'm actually going to bet on no on that market. So basically I'll be cheering for either side to keep a clean sheet. Obviously I want Villa to win as a Villa fan, but the more likely result is for Wolves to get the win and probably win to 0 as well. And I do have my notes on that as well, where I just talk about basically, yeah, the defensive record of Wolves does look pretty strong. And yeah, they probably will keep a clean sheet. So that tip is now posted. The odds are right. 20-21 matchbook, happy days. And then we move on to another game on Saturday with Celta Vigo against Barcelona in La Liga. Now I picked this game because of the odds available on Barcelona. It looks pretty nice. Let me just refresh this page for a second. So yeah, 169 for any time, or I'll switch it over to fraction again. So Barcelona, of course, looking to try and get above Real Madrid in the standings. They're level on points at the moment in La Liga. Only goal difference separates them. And this fixture looks like it could be a good chance for Barca to first of all get the win, but also boost that goal difference as well. So I'm going to go for a pretty straightforward bet on this one and just go for Barca to win. It is our tipster's choice at the moment. People are backing Barca to get the away win, and I feel like that is probably the safest bet for this game. Barca -1 could also be, that might be a bit more of a punt, because obviously they have to win by 2 or more for that to be a winner. But we're going to go for Barca just to win. So yeah, as I say in my notes as well, I mean, Celta Vigo have won their last 2 matches, but that is against a lot weaker opposition than Barcelona. So while they might be high on confidence, Celta Vigo, they have those 2 wins have actually got them out of the relegation fight, it looks like. So maybe they can step off the gas a little bit, maybe think ahead to other games which are more winnable than Barcelona. So I expect here Barca to capitalise. They got more on the line. They need to get the win. They need to score a lot of goals as well. So Barca to win is my prediction here. And that was posted. And then another game on Saturday from La Liga as well is Atletico against Alaves. Now, if you look back a couple of days ago, or on the first day actually, we started this series, Atletico did win for us. So I'm going to try and keep that momentum going. And I feel like Atletico should be more than capable of getting the win here. They are the odds-on favourites. And I'm just going to back them straight up to win. I mean, it's probably more of a banker bet than anything. It's just to try and get that profit to keep going up on Betting Expert. I know a lot of tipsters will look at these odds-on shots and post tips on them, because if they do win, they will kind of chip away up the leaderboard. It might not be the best one to bet on yourself for real money, but it seems to be an effective strategy for our tipsters. So I'm going to go for Atletico to win at 4-11 and stake that as 10. So again, yeah, as I mentioned in my notes as well, Atletico have only lost 1 La Liga game at home all season. So I expect the trend to continue and they'll get the win here. And that should be posted now. And the next game we're going to talk about is in the Championship, where Leeds take on Fulham. Of course, Leeds looking to overtake West Brom at the top of the standings. If Brentford do the business and win for us as well, it's a really good opportunity for Leeds to go above West Brom in the standings. And here I feel like Leeds should be too strong. Now, both of them lost actually in their first games back, but Leeds were away from home. Fulham were at home. They actually have a really decent home record, but they did lose last time. So that maybe they're a bit fragile after the break. Maybe that's a good opportunity for Leeds to get the win. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. And I'm going to be backing Leeds just to get the win. I feel like it's a straightforward bet with the home advantage as well. Yeah, second to beat third. Seems like a pretty good bet. It should be an interesting game, at least very entertaining, I expect. So let's see how that tip does after Saturday. And the final game we're going to talk about is the FA Cup clash between Norwich and Man United. Here I see that the FA Cup might be an unwelcome distraction actually for Norwich. Of course, they are at the bottom of the Premier League. They want to get as many wins as they can in the league, so maybe they want to take their focus off the FA Cup. United, meanwhile, in the league, they're in decent form at the moment, but they can't really do a lot in the league. So maybe this is a great way to get some silverware for United, and I expect both sides to actually have a little bit of rotation in their playing lineups. But with the strength and depth of Man United, they should be too strong, whatever team they put out against Norwich. And I do expect United to win. So that is going to be my prediction. I see our top tipster, the Trollman Shah, is also backing Man United. So that's a good sign for me. And hopefully it will turn into be a winner. And yeah, my notes, as I say, just talking about FA Cup being a distraction for Norwich more than likely. And to back United to win. That posted? All right, cool. So I'm just going to recap my predictions for today and also for Saturday over on my profile when it loads. So by the way, when I started this series, I was down at minus, I think 60 units of profit. We've crept up to minus 20. So hopefully come Monday, when I'll be next online and next do a video about the results, we should be in profit. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But anyway, just to recap my predictions for the next couple of days. So we've got the Danish Super League game between Orhus and Aalborg. We go over 2.5 goals. Brentford to beat West Brom. Juventus and Lecce to produce over 3.5 goals. Sevilla and Valladolid to produce under 2.5 goals. Either side to keep a clean sheet again in the game between Villa and Wolves. Leeds to beat Fulham. Barca to win away at Celta Vigo. Man United to win against Norwich in the FA Cup. And Atletico to beat Alaves. Our banker bet of the next couple of days. But what do you reckon to my tips and the advice that we're giving here on Betting Expert? Let me know in the comments. Next week we'll try and dig a little bit deeper into the Betting Expert Academy. If all of these tips fail, then I think I need to do a little bit more studying, a little bit more homework ahead of actually tipping on the channel. But yeah, as I say, let me know what you think about this series. It's been great for me so far to just utilize Betting Expert, show you what you can do, and hopefully we're finding some winning bets along the way. But for now, thanks a lot for watching, and of course if you do bet, please gamble responsibly.